So, in terms of culture down there as well, because I know you do capture a lot of culture shots. And in an interview, I read that you said the moments or things that you usually see and take for granted is what you like to capture. So, can you talk a little
Yeah.
bit about that and how the culture really affects your creative process?
Okay. So, right, my creative process is basically it's something I kind of go to towards the methods of trying to pull like or invoke emotions in a sense. So a lot of things that we take for granted, like getting up and going to the beach, and like people don't realize that the beaches that we have here is not really like a common thing to
Mm-hmm.
to everyone else in the world. So like simple things like going to the beach and the little things that we do um in our cultural way of life here in Barbados, I try to capture in a sense that it is in your face and you kind of feel some kind of emotion towards it or some kind of nostalgia if you're not in the country anymore. You kind of miss home.
Mm-hmm.
So my kind of style is trying to pull at the heartstrings of the people that look on to the images.
Okay, I can definitely feel that. Um,
Mhm.
I'm gonna bring up one of my favorite pictures that you've taken. I know a lot of people have probably said this to you as well, but let's talk about Crop Over and Rihanna just for a little bit.
Mhm.
Because as a Caribbean as well, when it comes to carnival, it's definitely one of those cultural experiences for me where that emotion is there. And I can
Mhm.
say, looking through your pictures on your website, you captured that. So tell me how that experience was for you as well.
Okay, the crop over is definitely my favorite time of year
Mm-hmm.
to capture people. And like if it's one thing, like I usually crop over there, have a big smile on my face when I'm like running through the crowds, like capture people. Because to like for me, it's fun to see the joy on everyone's face for this festival and everyone coming together and having a great time. So it's I enjoy capturing like those kind of moments, like everyone in their element.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Funnily enough, that photo of Rihanna. That photo in itself is actually a very big story because I was the official photographer for the crop over band, the Kaduma band that she was in.
Mm-hmm.
I hosted her. So the guys, the directors were telling me, like, they stopped me. I was in the crowd essentially, like, taking photos for the band. And one of the directors stopped me on the road and he was like, I've been on the track with Rihanna. And I was like, no, I didn't really want to bother with this like security or whatever. I was just fine with taking photos from afar. He was like, no, 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 you need to go on the truck and take photos of everyone. Like, okay, well, if you say so. So then I eventually boarded, and I thought it was gonna be like very standoffish at first or whatever, but then like Rihanna actually approached me. She walked up to me and shook my hand and asked me who I was and like different things. So I was like, I was actually taken aback and I was like, what's going on here? It didn't feel real. And she actually like she posed for the photos. She was very open about it. And, like, she let me like do what I have to do essentially. And yeah, it was a great experience that
Yeah,
year. It was
because
2019. Yeah, it was a
she
very
was
good year.
literally looking you in the
Yeah, she
eye.
was
So,
like, and the funny thing is that she saw me with the camera on the track and she like waved to me and was like, "Come," and I was like, "Okay, today is my lucky day."
oh no, yes. I feel like in that moment, I would just be like, I don't even know what to do with
Yeah,
myself.
I was like freaking out. I was trying to keep myself together,
Mm.
but yeah.
Oh my gosh. I can't even say jealous because I'm so happy that you even got to experience that. Like just seeing the picture alone, I'm like, damn, I was in front of Rihanna.
Yeah, that's how
Oh,
I felt too. Yeah.
how many well, I mean you live in Barbados, so how many crop overs have you been to?
Well, since I've been doing photography for about it's been 4.5 years now, I've
Mm,
only been to Vancouver because I started photography in June 2016. So I didn't really do crop over that year, but from 2017 onward. So
Mm-hmm.
3 years consecutively, I've done crop over.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you a little bit about is your video work
Hmm.
because you've been doing a lot of music videos, even projects on your own. So, how do you like doing the music videos and doing more video work?
Okay. Video for me was actually never supposed to happen because when I started, I purchased my camera. Like I started on Nikon because I like in my for all intents and purposes, I was just gonna do photography till the end of time. Like I just wanted to take photos. But then I started to kind of experiment with like taking like short videos and stuff just to see like how it's well, just to learn something about it, see how it's done, how it's usually done um in this industry. And someone that I work with closely, uh, she saw me like dabbling with it a little bit, and she was like, "Why don't you try shooting an event video for like this event that I work with or whatever?" And she told me that don't stress about it, just try a thing and see how it will go for you. And when I actually did that, that was actually what jumpstarted me into doing video professionally. So
Mm-hmm.
it was her recommendation, and I kind of started from there. The video was well received, and I just kept going on and on. But it was mostly personal projects.
Mm-hmm.
But then as I posted them, people kind of noticed that this guy is kind of different or whatever. So people reached out and asked, do you do video work? Do you do music videos and these types of things? So I decided as a challenge to myself. I guess you could realize the theme now is that I kind of like challenges. But a
Yeah,
challenge to myself is that I'm gonna start doing video professionally and I'm gonna dive even deeper and learn more about it. So then it just snowballs from there, and then that's how it happened.
okay. Honestly, it's a
Yeah.
happy accident at that point because
Yeah.
even just watching the videos, some of the shots, the editing, do you get to sort of, flex your storytelling muscle a little bit when you're doing some of these
Yeah.
music
I
videos?
yeah, I think that's why I enjoyed like why I enjoy video doing video so much is because it
Mm-hmm.
was a new way for me to tell stories because it's not just a still image anymore. It's moving images, sound, and a story behind it. So it was something different that I could pull out the emotions with again. So I kind of like dive into it head first, and where I can, I would give like creative direction and music videos and stuff, or like give suggestions of what could make the story better.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so yeah, I video was a totally different realm for me to express myself, and I just went with
Aside from the music videos, I
it.
also watched Bald is Beautiful, as you can see.
Mhm.
Bald too, so I obviously really, really, really loved that. Where did you come up with the idea? How did that even start?
Now, it actually wasn't even my idea. It came from model Julicia Nightingale. She approached me and she told me she had this great idea to showcase femininity and the beauty in women who don't necessarily have an attachment to long hair or like the beauty industry standard of having long hair. And for me, like it was a great idea. It was a great opportunity because I love to tell like use my talents to like bring awareness to certain things or like tell the story of these people to like make you again feel like the emotions or relate to a story that someone is trying to tell.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a very interesting project that she basically outlined to me, and I just went with it. And we conceptualized what we were gonna do, found a location, and we spent the day. We basically got that done in a day. So
That's
yeah, it's
good.
pretty good.
Can you see yourself being a filmmaker in the future? Like
Um,
big films?
like make films, yeah. People have
Yeah.
asked me that many times, and I actually don't know because I. It's funny enough, like how my career has gone so far. I've kind of just gone with the wind with everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like video was an accident. And like a lot of things I did was basically just me dipping my toes in the water and trying something. So I won't say no, but it something that crosses my mind, but I don't think I would go out of my way to do it just yet. Maybe it would fall in my lap one day, but I don't know yet. Possibility, but yeah, I just leave it
Mm-hmm.
to the wind.
Is there anything that you are working on right now, even though, again, lockup, what? Is there anything that you're working on?
um, right now I am basically just wrapping up some client work and edits and stuff that I have for corporate clients. But in terms of personal projects, I have some things in the pipeline where I want to start a YouTube channel.
Mm-hmm.
I have some stuff that I want to do with brands like doing like basically like corporate videos or ads, but with the creative freedom that I have to do everything myself, like they would leave it up to me in a sense
Mm-hmm.
to create the content. So I have like stuff like that in work, so it's more personalized content that I would enjoy doing basically. So yeah, I don't really want to give away too much,
No worries, no
but
worries.
yeah, I have some stuff coming up.
Just to even touch on the YouTube thing, so I was gonna ask you, how do you not have a YouTube yet?
Yeah, yeah. The reason, like, people ask me that a lot too, and the reason mostly is because I was afraid. Like, honestly, like YouTube seemed like a different kind of like level, like stepping up,
Mm-hmm.
and people like creators in my field, like photographers, videographers, it's like the level of quality that is expected is pretty high. So I was mostly afraid in my earlier years of doing videos. So I kind of just stuck with doing Instagram because it's easy. It's just a 1 minute video or whatever. You just throw it out and that's
Mm-hmm.
it. But YouTube is more, it demands a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I'm confident now that I can actually probably consider it and move forward with it.
Yeah, because it's interesting that you bring up the whole quality thing because as somebody who's trying to get into YouTube as well, that's a big thing for me. But then you watch some people's videos that get a bunch of views, and to be honest, I'm not seeing the type of quality that you put out in your work. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's kind of one of those things you just have to jump into because there's people doing a lot less, but it's like the consistency and
Yeah,
the
the
drive to do
consistency.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know why I was afraid because like I it's not that I don't have the ability to like make good videos and that kind of thing, but it was just that you're doing it in front of this big world stage and
Mhm.
you kind of have to. Well, for me, it was more difficult because people that in my profession, like photographers and videographers that have YouTube channels, like obviously their stuff is like super top notch. So for
Mhm.
me, it was like I don't know if I'm ready to get out there in a sense. But then like only recently I discovered that well not really discovered, but I kind of told myself that, everybody has to start from somewhere basically.
Mhm.
And you'll eventually progress to being that international level or whatever. I just have to be patient and kind of just stick with it basically.
And now is kind of the time because I keep seeing Caribbean creators are on a different level than I feel like they were before. Like
Yep.
even just TikTok, again on
Yep. Yep.
Instagram, they're becoming a lot more known and exposed. So now is kind of the time where I feel like it's a good thing for us to be hopping on that as well.
Yeah.